Atlas.
Dash Cannon Rumble, man. Scary thing. Of course, Hextech Proto Belt if you want to have the one with all the syllables.
I still don't buy it. So this is a thing. No, I've heard a lot about Dash Cannon Rumble, as you want to call it.
Yeah.
I'm still more of a Haunting Guy Sword Boots kind of dude, but Dash Cannon certainly does have a place in the meta, apparently.
Apparently, you know, early. Build it early or don't build it at all. But we are going to have bans coming through thick and fast here, as the Ryze and Azir have also been banned away on the side of LGD. And Kindred taken away from IMA. Is the Nidalee going to be banned? Is Amy going to be able to pick that one up? We'll see what IMA do want to take away next, as Swain's going to be the one removed.
So they are worried about Myron getting a bully champion up in the top lane. They have left Victor open for Punished, however. Huge Victor player on unlimited potential. Kind of played it before it was cool.
And both sides of that Victor Cassidy matchup as well. Some of his famous games were on the Cassidy into the Victor. It's like they're the ones that he really worries about. But you're exactly right, going to be locked in straight away.
And that really doesn't surprise me. I think that LGD, actually, one thing that I do stress about is champion pool depth, and especially for Amy and Punish. So the fact that they're able to get such a core pickup straight away is going to be good.
Well, you can see they were hovering the Trundle Nidalee, which would have made a heck of a lot of sense. Now moving their options around. See what IMA do decide to go with. Trundle makes a lot of sense in my mind, but we shall see what they do.
Of course, Trundle still has some weird matchups as well. I mean, you can take Fiora into Trundle, you can take Gnar into Trundle, and bully him around in the earlier stage of the game. So as the champion pools open up in the top lane, it's not like anything is without counter. I mean, Echo was seen as the strongest, but we've even seen Tank Fizz come into popularity and try and shut this guy down. So there is just such a ocean of champions up there, which is why it's so strange to ban out 2 immediately.
Well, actually, Midi is going to pick up the Rek'Sai, so it's going to be his turn on the burrowing Void Lady. And Sivir going to be picked up and handed over to Jin Zhao. We'll see how he goes. Sivir has seen actually a fair bit of success here in the LPL so far, but it has left Lucian open, and Sivir doesn't see a lot of success in that matchup if they go into standard lanes generally.
Yeah, certainly not, especially if you grab a bully support, something like a Karma to go along with your Lucian. There was a quick hover of Gragas. Want to touch on him. He was seen primarily as a top laner throughout the end of last split, but with the return of Rek'Sai, Gragas always did well in the matchup.
And it's Amy's champion as well, if we remember.
It certainly is. So, especially with control mages coming back, Cinderhulk being buffed, if you're willing to blind pick Rek'Sai, I think that Gragas will see niche play in the jungle role. I use niche like very heavily, guys. Not saying he's still S tier, I'm just saying.
Are you ready to reveal your build idea?
The Warmogs. Nah, I'll save that one.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys.
Until
we have
it
a bit of a taste
happens.
test. Bit of a taste test.
Until it happens.
But Lucian and Elise are going to be locked away here for LGD. There's Imp on Lucian. That is a terrifying thought for anyone that is an IMA fan. A new IMA fan, most likely.
Yeah, definitely.
Braum
But they are
currently being hovered.
They are picking up momentum, the old IMA. I think people jump the gun a little bit with
I'm getting way too overexcited. I'm not going to lie to you. I've jumped on the bandwagon straight away. I'm like, oh, take me there. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Strap me in.
I think that when the Colorcasters did their power ranking, they'll anywhere from second last to third in the group. So and there's a wide spectrum of what people expect out of this team.
Very, very true. And at the moment, looks like they actually don't quite know what they want to be picking up. There's Maokai currently being hovered.
So Sivir Maokai has always been popular. It just means that you can just run at people and track them down. And also is a very good lane swapping team as well. So we'll see whether they go for it. Actually just move away from it. Now it looks like they want standard lanes because of the Echo.
Yeah, and they're still hovering this Nautilus as well. And that's going to be locked in. Potentially for Road on support.
Like
unless they
flex.
run, like mid lane Echo, top lane Nautilus. Mid Nautilus, top Echo. Who knows what's going on? Top lane Rek'Sai, jungle Nautilus.
If I've talked up Myron this much and he locks in Maokai, I'll be incredibly disappointed.
Well, you actually thinking about hopping on the cow. Of course, with such a bully AD carry and Imp playing him, definitely get through a laning phase with that champion at the moment.
So officially disappointed.
Still got 27 seconds spawn. We'll be fine. We've seen a lot of this, though. Like, Victor Maokai just seems to be a combination that people like running.
Definitely. Maokai is still, in my opinion, the best top laner in the meta. It has been swapped away from now, especially if you can guarantee lane swaps, open up the map early and get that deep vision that he just thrives off.
Yeah.
But it just seems that if you ever get stuck in standard lanes, with him at the moment, there are counter picks.
Well, right now it is going to be Trundle opted for. I do like this. Make sure you can shred some of that super tankiness away from especially Nautilus. He's going to get into the back line or even anywhere near the front line. Like, it's just a frustrating champion to deal with. We'll see whether Marin is going to be able to navigate it effectively, depending on who he's going to be against. So right now we actually have no idea.
They also have really cool gank paths. I mean, Elise Alistar, of course, going to open up a lot in the duo lane, but Pillar with Elise is very, very potent.
Yeah.
I mean, Cocoon into any of Victor's damage is just going to kill someone. He doesn't even need to give CC into that mix. So I think that right now LGD has a pretty well-rounded composition. Might lack hard engage as the game goes on. Really are relying on a flash headbutt pulverize out of you there, and first-time support. That is a risk.
Yep.
Looks like they're willing to take it.
Well, Road is currently looking at LeBlanc for Bamey, meaning that we will be seeing potential Nautilus support. Has been locked in here, so Road going to be taking the Anchor Man towards the bottom side of the map. And it is going to be the Echo top for Amazing J.
Cool. So one thing I will say is that Lucian is a slippery little sucker at the moment. And
yes,
kind of in the same vein that Callista and Vayne, when they were seeing a lot of popularity, Nautilus support was huge.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, you just press R on him and he gets launched into the air and hope one of your teammates kill him. So I actually really enjoyed watching Nautilus support when all these very highly mobile AD carries are dashing around Summoner's Rift. Because he is the ultimate... Like, just shut up, stand still, and let someone hit you for a little bit.
Exactly.
And Nautilus brings truckloads of CC to that table.
In fact, one of these champions that has CC in his passive, which is just silly. But these are going to be our lineups. Trundle into Echo, as it's the Elise opted for. Nidalee, remember, went all the way through the draft, which is very interesting. Punish is going to be taking the Victor blind, of course, and answered by the LeBlanc from Bamey. See how he goes. Of course, have only seen his Victor so far. It's this bottom lane that I'm quite frightened about. Imp on Lucian is just always a scary prospect if you're ever cheering for the team on the other side of the rift.
Yeah, it certainly is. He's going up against Sivert Nautilus, something that we haven't seen in quite some time. So we'll see if Jin Jiao and Road can make it work. Imp and Marin need to have massive games. We've hit on it a couple of times, but they've even given them the carries on this. The rest of the team comp is just control.
That's exactly right. But coaches are going to shake hands. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into our first game of the day. I cannot get enough of those intros. Welcome to Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1, LGD taking on IMA. We'll see, of course, LGD's debut for Split 2 2016. See whether Summer will treat them a little bit better than Spring this time around. Of course, with a whole bunch of change-ups. We'll see how Punish goes as we do have a look at the mid lane straight away.
Just a 5-point defense from both teams, so no proactive gameplay. Of course, not really a punishable lane from either side. I'm sure they would both be happy with standard lanes. Although Marin is chilling out down the bottom with Blucian.
Well, we'll see exactly what is going to happen here. Because what we sort of opened up with was the fact that I may like to play this fast game.
Both teams blind swap away. This is hilarious. So LGD is 100% responding to this because they already had Trundle down there. IMA thought, you know what? We're not going to play this game. Trundle certainly does a number on Echo in the earlier stages until he gets some points in that Time Winder. Let's just swap away from it. You know, open up the map like we like to do with Civic compositions. Not going to happen this time around, unfortunately.
And you can see LGD actually not going towards the Grump. You can see the fact that IMA are looking to try and go in and contest something here. And it looks like LGD have decided that they want to actually answer. Setting up a little bit of a surprise. Yeah, the Pulverize is going to be there as the face check comes in. He gets the double. So much damage out of you already as Jin Jiao down to about 100 health. He's burning to death. Imp flashes forward. The heal has to be used. And now Road might just be eaten as a consolation prize. Nice Riptide comes in and he's actually going to survive as well. Very lucky, but there are no summoner spells left for IMA.
Yeah, only the aggressive Ignite. They do get back into lane, however, for some experience early. IMA, so that is a good news story. Imp was slightly later But with both junglers starting on the bottom side of the rift, expect at level 3 for fireworks to continue.
Yeah, this has already started off exactly as expected, especially in this duo lane.
So that was actually just really smart out of LGD. What they did is they walked the long way around, as you mentioned, because they didn't know where there was a ward there, and they ensured that the face check was guaranteed. And it actually looks like IMA want nothing to do with it. They're going to swap away.
Yep. They're like, well, we survived, but maybe not for long. Let's just avoid this for as long as possible. You can see Amazing J and Marin just smacking each other in the head down here towards the bottom side of the map.
Not a bad lane to swap away from, all things considered, because Echo can push in early, and you see that he has been able to pick up some CS and get his level 2, so they should be able to continue to shove this one in. Although it looks like now Elise wants to get down there, see if he can help defend the turret.
And we are going to have backs coming in here for LGD towards the top side of the map as well. So Amazing J has eaten enough of his potion in order to get himself back to healthy. And he'll go back to base and then possibly teleport there towards the top side.
Such an LGD game right now. They're actually going to chase them around the Rift Atlas. They've got the 8 CS advantage, and there's only 6 available here. Myron is no danger of getting turret, though, because there's only 2 members down here. He's going to be able to pick up all the CS that he would like to, teleport back to that top lane with AJ after he gets a quick shot pin, and LGD come out massively ahead.
Yeah. Amy actually looking for a cocoon, finds it there on the road, almost max range, but takes a boomerang for it. No follow-up quite available just yet. You can see mid laners trading blows here. But you're right, it just feels like LGD are a step in front of IMA at this stage.
And Myron's not even going to burn the teleport, so they keep that important cooldown. Important to note, Bamey is running one, so it is nice for Myron to be able to keep it. Double teleport going to be in effect for IMA as this game progresses.
Well, you can see IMA actually moving towards the jungle here as Midi wants to get a 3-buff start onto Amy. He's over the other side of the rift on the Grom, so this steal will be able to come in.
Maybe, yep, got it.
And doesn't even get to steal any experience or anything like that. Which you don't do if your opponent kills the camp, but never mind.
It's alright, I knew where you were going with your jungle changes.
Yeah. Got excited about talking about new stuff. It just didn't make any sense. Amy, though, still continues his rampage. Decides he doesn't really worry about his blue side of the map too much. Still will get enough experience and gold without picking up that blue buff. And those stats not as important. But you can see there's a massive pulverize out of you. This Alistair play is actually very impressive so far. Admittedly, the first one was a bit of just a face check.
That was a gimme, as we call it. But yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And they're up 12 CS and pressuring under this turret. Looks like Myron will be ganked from behind his turret. That's one thing that you do have to note with Rek'Sai. Has very unique gank pathing.
Yeah. And of course, the Tremor Sense, very, very handy in making sure you know exactly what's going on. Midi is going to find his way in there to the brush, but Myron has just got very good Spidey senses.
He's an amazing feel for the game, Myron. And what happened there was Amazing J didn't want to leave his big creep wave, so as soon as Midi wanted to go over that wall, Amazing J caught him back. You saw that he waited for a little while. Myron disappeared into Fog of War. Wasn't really much point going for the gank. Then when the wave was trimmed enough for Amazing J to make it happen, Myron had just left, so that's not good.
No, it certainly isn't. You're just going to headbutt this big old Nautilus around. But thankfully, it does have that
flashbulb missed onto Jinjiao.
Ah.
And then, yeah, got a couple of creeps and just headbutted Road for the sake of it.
Well, with frustration, you know, you just got to make sure you do something with that distance that you managed to cover. Imp, though, hitting some fantastic piercing lights, keeping Jinjiao at low health. Of course, Spell Shield, very annoying with piercing light. It's that one ability that's just really, really hard to Spell Shield for some reason.
Yeah, if it's cast directly onto you, definitely. If it's cast onto a creep, you can kind of just walk into it and I guess where it's going to be. Although now Amazing J is in trouble. Yeah,
a whole host of trouble here as Z-Drive Resonance will get him out, but Myron has pushed him out of the lane. Now, freely able to farm up underneath this turret. And when a Trundle is bullying you, it's a very, very frightening thing.
Yeah, good job from Amazing J, however, to have that CS advantage so he can go back. Just ulti back into lane, of course. One of the good things about the Echo there, so he won't miss out on anything at all. And kind of now he has a dominant position in the lane because he's full health and full mana. Although it doesn't really look like Myron got that memo.
No. In fact, King's Tribute helping him out a lot there as well as he clears out a lot of minions. But Midi's going to make his way back in. Marin in so much trouble. Stun not even needed, and First Blood goes down to Fire Lolly.
So that's actually really greedy out of Marin. We said that he should be the one backing away. What he wanted to do was actually just try and burn as many of the potions as he could before he gets into that position. So instead, he falls down for First Blood. It's going to be an 1,100 gold lead for IMA already. They're winning out mid lane quite significantly. Bottom lane's a wash in favor of LGD, but now top lane also in IMA's favor.
We'll see whether they can actually recover from this. The dangerous part is the lane that we're not actually talking about at all. It sort of has been a bit of this farm fest, some zoning going on from Bamey especially, but the mid lane well and truly in favor, and this is the teleport lane out of IMA. So we'll see what Bamey can actually do as he's gone in. There's the Mimic Distortion. Lots of damage down, but not enough buttons left over. It's punished. Death Ray is going to go wide. He may have to go back.
Yeah, he certainly does. He's got like 10 seconds left in this lane before that ultimate is back available. You can see that he wants to clean out another wave because it is just way too much creep score to let go over. But yeah, completely agree with you. Punish starting to fall behind in this lane, especially as a control mage, is not a good news story for the LGD lineup.
21 CS. Blue buff is now going to be picked up as well from Bamey. We'll see what he can actually get done around the rest of the map, because we know, you know, LeBlanc, lane bully, sort of has always been a thing, but can he move around? Can he influence the rest of the map with his power? There's the flash forward, though. Mimic Distortion comes in, punished! Just going to get solo killed, and that's another LGD member hanging around a little bit too long.
Yeah, he just gets greedy one more time, and Bamey cheats towards the bottom side of the map. Imp and you had already left, so good heads-up awareness out of them. Comes back mid, flashes on top of the mid laner, and Punish actually wastes both summoner spells there. There was no way he was living. And that means first dragon will go over to IMA.
Yeah, Midi here in complete control of this pit. You can see the Elise on the other side of the map, so Amy not going to be able to steal this one away, and it will be an Infernal Drake going towards IMA. What do you think about early Infernal Drake spawn? I know Froskerin likes him.
They're just
not
an
so much
investment into the late game. Like before 25 minutes, I think Ocean's the best. You don't really hit neutrals early on in the game, so like Mountain Drake is good at like 14 to 25 minutes, and of course beyond there. But then Infernal Drake takes over in popularity in my mind because you do have the stats to go towards scaling. But like the way I say it is, 8% right now of a BF sword is like another long sword. So like sure, it's good.
Yeah,
but it's not everything.
Yeah, it's about a kill's worth of good.
Ocean
if you're able
Drake,
to buy straight
you
away.
never have to go back to base as a jungler. That means that you can 100% have uptime on every single person on the map.
Also gives you the ability to, you know, siege a lane, take damage, then move to the next lane. Once you've got there, you've got full health again, just do the same thing again.
Yeah, and it's really the mana as well for junglers. It means that you can clear incredibly quickly. Some junglers, like Elise is a good example, will go straight away into Spider form at a lot of camps if she has Spiderlings up to just ensure that she has full mana. I mean, once she has the upgraded jungle item, it doesn't really matter, but if you're able to get a quick Ocean Drake, you can just spam buttons. Like, you do everything. Kindred, another good example of like a surprisingly mana-thirsty jungler.
Yeah. Dance around those camps a little bit faster.
Bamey is destroying Punished.
Yeah.
Rookie asking how he's holding the wave. I mean, Rusty is somewhere upstairs enjoying this matchup incredibly.
Would have enjoyed yesterday as well. If you want lessons on laning phase mid lane, Rookie was certainly able to let us all know. All three of the games. Didn't matter that IG didn't take victories in all of them, because Rookie just played outstandingly well. But can Bamey do what Dade was able to do and translate, you know, into the late game where he team fights incredibly well?
Midi one more time, looking top lane as well. Marin's in trouble.
Yeah, in he goes. So that's the tunnel through. Marin immediately tries to get out of the way, but look at this. There's a lot of damage. Flash comes down. Parallel convergence. Not going to quite get there, but does give the slow into Amazing J. He really wants this kill. Marin is eating it up, and Midi's going to get it swapped over. Turret, of course, not going to stop any of that damage, but not enough available. And another gank onto the Trundle.
Actually incredibly well played out of IMA's top laner and junglers. Now Punish turns around some damage onto Bamey, although Bamey...
Yeah, there it is. Double Distortion comes in as Bamey trying to kite this one around. He wants more buttons. The chain's going to miss, though. And there's the barrier. Punished is going to save his own life. Bamey made sure he used all of his mana. to get that summoner spell.
Bamey missed like 3 spells in that exchange as well. That should once again be another solo kill over onto the mid laner of Ime, but not able to get it done this time around. Still has a 22 CS lead as well as that kill. Myron falling down twice has meant that there's a 20 CS discrepancy in the top lane as well. Really is only Imp. Yeah. And we've said this so many times, Atlas. The last bastion of hope for all of LGD is their AD carry.
Look, he's solo carried before Spawn. We'll see whether he can do it again. He's on a very, very strong champion in the Lucian, but
he honestly has the hardest job in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
Imp
God.
should be getting paid overtime for the last 2 splits of what LGD has been going to.
I'm pretty sure his salary is relatively high.
Yeah, needs to be more. Because honestly, he is carrying a lot of members right now.
Well, you can see Amazing J able to have his way with this creep wave. Pushing towards him here as well, so Myron heading down, grabbing himself a Gromp.
But this is good for Jin Jiao and Road, because all of a sudden, if you're 20 CS down and the whole map is even, you're starting to sweat bullets. You're like, Imp's going to take over. If you're 20 CS down and everyone else is winning, you're like, oh, well, I'll press R.
We're scaling, boys. We're scaling.
It doesn't really matter. I'll just rock up into a team fight, ricochet some people, and we'll get an ace.
Well, Chain is going to proc the Sigil. But, of course, it was a Mimic Distortion used just to close distance, so Bamey can have to wait about 17 seconds to do that all again. Which is a terrifying and frustrating thought. Does actually have Lucidity Boots there as well, so 20% CDR now.
Amazing Jay wants it on this mid lane.
Yeah, there's the flash out of Punished as well. It's exactly what they wanted. Teleport comes in. Marin wants to try and cut off Amazing Jay, but he's not going to be able to. No one towards the top side of the map. He could have gone anywhere. As in goes Bamey one more time. Just playing with that creep wave, playing with Punished's feelings.
Get some damage down onto Punished as well, and you can see that he's gone with the Corrupting Potion, so he's more than happy to continue to trade like this because he's the one that has the superior health pool. Punished has to go back one more time, gets another upgrade into the Hex Core. Something that you and Rusty were talking about a little bit. I mean, if you fall behind as Victor, it is nice to just get towards perfect as quick as possible.
Yeah.
You know, speed up the Chaos Storm, make sure they can stay in what little damage you have straight away.
With the fact that, you know, the ticks are more damage as well, feels more important.
All right, all of a sudden, Ime has just placed a ward behind the tower, and there are 2 teleports available versus none.
Oh, if this isn't projected, I have no idea what is. As Punish is going to move towards the blue buff, this could be the time. As there are pings everywhere. Amazing J probably wants to be able to get back towards that top side of the map.
Here goes Midi.
Yeah,
Teleport's coming out.
Yeah, that is Amazing J making his way in. There's the Pulverize used, trying to get them out of there. Dredgeline max range from Road, and Imp just evaporates. Unbreakable Will, but he's getting slowed down and slowly but surely destroyed. Amazing J grabs a double, and he already had an Iceborne Gauntlet. This Echo was already huge.
And Imp kind of just smiles to himself. He was like, oh, well, you know. I was at my tier 2. I don't know about how much further back I can go.
What more do you want from me, team?
Yeah. So in the end, it is going to be a double kill going over to Amazing J. And as I said, Jin Jiao, I don't even know if he auto-attacked someone, but he blew the donkey whistle and he gets the...
10 out of 10 for the donkey whistle. But you're exactly right about Road using that depth charge as well. Imp, he had to just watch it chase after him.
So you can see that they're just confident they can take through that one. Amazing J gets both of them. That was just a really well-coordinated dive. It's going to secure them the Ocean Drake now. Actually, that's the air.
Yeah, that is Cloud Drake.
I'm really bad. I look at the symbols. I can't tell the difference of the colors at all.
Well, that was an Infernal Drake that's coming up next.
Yeah, certainly was. That's just going to be a further hole that they have to climb out of right now. You can see that it's really not even the bottom lane that gets the big benefactor of that. It really is Amazing J who picked up the double, goes back, nearly has a Sunfire picked up for himself right now.
Yeah, and I think that, honestly, a lot of this has come from just how powerful Bamey has been throughout this entire laning phase. Because I'm just thinking, you know, if Punish was in a position where he could have taken Teleport, if he could have actually helped Marin at any stage, if they could have answered any of this aggression, something else may have been able to be gained from LGD. But at the moment, I'm a 2.2 thousand gold lead.
The 0-0-0 scoreline of Amy is also quite telling at this stage of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, play towards the bottom part of the map is Imp probably going to fall down one more time.
Yeah, Zero Drive Resonance is in there. Parallel Convergence is going to stun him out of the way. Not going to get there in time, and they want the cow here as well. Bamey teleported in. Just says, I'll have steak for dinner. Damn right I will. And he's able to pick up the kill at the same time. 7-0 now for IMA.
Yeah, and it's only a 3,000 gold lead, but IMA are just comprehensively beating LGD everywhere on the map, and they have 2 dragons to go with it. See whether they're able to get a push up in the mid lane or catch anyone else. No. So LGD just going to be content, stuck farming, and IMA continue to grow this gold lead.
Yeah, Bamey continuing to clear out minions there as Punish is going to move well and truly behind his outer turret. You can see Amazing J, this is where this man feels comfortable. When he can just, you know, dry hump your inner turret at 18 minutes in the game.
Yep, that's one way to put it.
Yeah. Well, another gank to come in from Midi. Has knocked up Punished. In goes Bamey, and it's just all too easy. He's got so much damage.
Yeah, and Midi is actually just taken over this map. 6 out of 8 kill participation has been absolutely massive. They're going to take out another turret in the mid lane now. And have a look at the man.
He's been everywhere.
He's just all over the map.
That is ridiculous. And we mentioned the fact that, you know, when Fire Lolly started for EDG, now Midi, of course, but when he started, maybe the meta changed. But here's a team fight. Road actually taking a lot of damage. Imp tries to get the culling across, but it's just not doing the damage necessary. Marin has picked up one as Road falls down, but you now out of position. Bamey, just an auto attack will be enough to do it as Amazing Jace is going to take that one out. 4 kills in a row here for the Echo. And Jinjiao says, all right, you guys can grab some kills. I'll grab a red buff.
So LGD don't want to go through a game without getting a kill, so they go into a team fight. As you can see, none of them, all of them together don't do as much damage as Bamey right now, however, which is kind of a scary prospect.
Yeah. Bamey, in fact, doing more damage than both the Sivir and Rek'Sai combined in that team fight.
I think he does more damage than everyone.
Yeah.
1,500. Yeah, he does equivalent damage of everyone on the...
On LGD.
Yeah.
And he's gone for the second item Void Staff here as well. Bit of a snowballed Void Staff option. Pairing it up with the Abyssal Scepter actually makes a lot of sense now. Sort of reminds me of the early Talon builds that you used to do with the Brutalizer into Last Whisper, something like that. Or just fully snowball, wreck people based on those resistances. Seems like a very old style though, not going to lie to you. As Spawn sort of looks on, trying to ignore what Atlas is saying.
I didn't used to build that on Talon.
Didn't you?
No.
I thought it was like the Korean Talon build. Something like that.
I'm
talking a very long time ago.
I used to go Hydra always.
Yeah.
Tiamat was like the build. Otherwise you had to use mana to wave clear and it sucked.
The more buttons Talon build. Anyway, LGD trying their very best to turtle this one out. Nice headbutt Pulve comes down onto Road. Titan's Wrath is popped. Has to use the flash. He's going to take a boomerang, but nothing to be found there from LGD. Maybe I'd actually grab themselves this blue buff, though.
The last positive thing that actually happened for LGD as a team, as Amazing J even denies that, was about minute number 2 when IMA face-checked that brush.
Yeah.
Ever since then, it's just been all IMA.
Oh, my goodness.
You got it.
How? Amy had... Okay, never mind. Amazing J just playing with LGD. This stage. Inner turret, of course, did fall down. Marin takes a big burst of damage from Bamey. That QW combination. Still very far ahead as this LeBlanc. Subjugate is going to be used. Chains land, though. Bamey does have to get out of the way. He goes again. But Marin, Subjugate helping him, so he will be okay for now. Clearing out minions where he can.
It's a big ultimate to burn just to clear out that one minion wave, however. So Bamey going to be able to continue to pressure this. And it looks like they're sticking to these lane assignments, which I don't agree with because Victor's gone up to go answer Amazing J. So Punish might just outright die here.
You can see Amy was sort of trying to wait in the wings. As Imp's going to head towards the mid lane. Possibly try and grab himself some farm. As Jinjiao clears out the whole wave. Punish, like you said, could be in a whole host of trouble. Lots of movement speed now for the Echo, as he could just throw down the ultimate here. There it is! And he turns it all around. Nice shield to come in here as Chaos Storm's doing some work, but Amazing J is so strong. Not strong enough. As Punish was able to grab it in the end.
And it's plays like that that actually cost Amazing J his spot on the EDG lineup. There's no reason to go for the kill there. Just back away. You've already got rid of the summoning spells. You knew that he was going to go for it. And sure, if he gets it, it's a highlight reel play. But that's not how you win games of League of Legends. They're still 6,000 gold up. But that's a little bit of a worry for IMA because all of a sudden they've lost control over a dragon area. And maybe LGD look to fight.
We'll see whether they can get something done. Of course, the Dark Seal was there for Amazing J, and he just lost a whole heck of a lot of stacks. As Amy lands a decent Cocoon. Nice headbutt. Pulverize comes in. If they manage to lock down Bamey here, it could be a big deal. But, of course, LeBlanc relatively able to get themselves to safety.
Yeah, they wanted nothing to do with Bamey there. Even once the CC had been laid, Amy still didn't throw out
It was
spells.
like a hot potato type situation, wasn't it? It's like, no, take it away, take it away. Right, next Dragon is going to pop up here. This is going to be third, if I may grab it. Second Infernal Drake. That is a lot of added stats.
And it's 16%. One of those times where you kind of have to let it go, but you really don't want to if you are LGD. The other thing that it's really important to note is that bonus AD is fantastic, sure, but really it's only your AD carry that builds it. Like, for example, right now, Amazing J with the bonus AD and AP actually gets very minimal from it.
Oh, no, it does still multiply your base AD.
Stats, yeah, no, definitely. So you get 16% more base AD.
Yeah, so it's probably still not great. Yep.
Yeah, so it's still not a huge thing. This is like one of the, like, they're big numbers, don't get me wrong, and all of it helps. But for example, Trundle would use an Infernal Drake much better than an Echo at this stage of the game.
Yeah.
So there are certain compositions that Infernal Drake are much better on, is what I'm trying to say. It's never bad, Atlas. Free Things is always good.
Free Things is good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Life has taught me that Free Things is good. But there are some Free Things that are better than other Free Things.
There is a scale of Free Things. It's an excellent way to put it. But at the moment, it is honestly just IMA saying, well, that's an objective. We can take basically anything we want. And they are going to be able to grab that one away. Clear out the mid lane here as well. We'll see whether they actually look towards the Baron at any stage. It has only been alive for 4 minutes. But they are very, very strong. 2 items now on Jin Jiao. He can clear out mini waves almost instantly here with the Shiv. He has managed to pick up. He's maybe just being frustrating. And you're right about Midi. I mean, he just looks like a different jungler on sort of these more tanky picks.
Yeah, it certainly looks more comfortable. I mean, when he subbed for LGD in 2015, he was playing pretty much primarily Rek'Sai. I think he played 3 games and all of them were Rek'Sai.
Yeah, I think so too.
But didn't look the same in spring of 2015. Now looks like he's back in good form. Much more comfortable on this lineup, as we keep mentioning. It's important to note that this is an IMA team that has played together. It's not like they're subbing in for a sister team and a lot of pressure on them. This is just them going about trying to build their own legacy. They certainly have started off the LPL season relatively well so far.
Yeah, of course. Very similar to Game Talents here as well, a team that has sort of rocketed into the LPL, somehow managing to pick themselves up 2 victories that you wouldn't have sort of predicted moving into this.
EPA, who Game Talents bought the spot off, won 3, I think, best of 3s, the whole LPL.
Yeah.
So having 2 in the first week.
M3 didn't do very well either.
Is
That's
a
sort
marked
of 40%
improvement.
Of the team. Very impressive. That being said, LGD, I mean, they haven't lost any base turrets just yet.
Oh, they're stalling out actually surprisingly well, especially when there's a LeBlanc running around that can torch anyone at any given moment. Of course, 15% AP on the blue buff going to help it do that even more. Yeah, the fact that they've been able to stall this successfully, I think is, like, it's one of those backhanded compliments, but it is a credit to LGD and how they're playing out this game.
Yeah, like, nice work. We haven't lost yet. Now, I'm going to start off the Baron, though. Jinjar with a fair bit of damage. Midi tanking up for as long as he possibly can. Road going to make his way in, utilizing that shield to help out.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, teleport for Amazing J as well. Everyone from LGD is congregating on the area, but look at Amy. He's so far away. And this Baron is well and truly dead. No Mountain Drakes required. 2 really mistimed backs there, actually. I mean, Punish gets forced out, and Amy follows him into base for no apparent reason. Now use caught. Yeah, Dredgeline is going to come in. Amazing J just focuses on Punish. Bamey's going to get over the top there as well. Just destroyed as Yu runs away. Marin trying to be a body right in amongst it, but... Oh, double kill just off to the side there as Bamey might try and find a triple. Not going to be able to get it as Imp doing his very best to try and kite this one out. Chrono Break is going to be used to get Amazing J back to safety. That is 3 swift kills for IM, and they're going to keep pushing forward. This is a Baroned up set of creeps, and this inner turret is not long for the world. Yeah, it certainly isn't, and IMA just absolutely steamroll LGD in that team fight. I mean, it was a great call on the Baron. They knew they'd force 2 people back. They started up in Fog of War and then able to chunk it out. That will be first inhibitor of the game falling down. And LGD
probably looking towards game number 2 and wondering what the heck went wrong.
Yeah, wondering what to do next time around as well. As they are just going to leave after taking the inhibitor, not going to push any luck, as everyone is going to respawn. Of course, it is only 27 minutes into the game. Death time is not all that high. As Bamey setting up shop here towards the bottom side of the map. No rest for the Wicked. Oh, no. Is Marin tanky enough to withstand a full rotation from Bamey?
No. If the spells hit, he will die.
That is the wrong brush. The chain is going to land there. Oh my god, Marin does use the subjugate.
So he got the subjugate off.
Yeah, nice.
Impressively done. That, of course, is about a 90-second cooldown to a, I think, 10-second cooldown at this stage of the game. So
he's not going to make his way back into the bottom lane, but at least not going to die. That's a good news story. As minions have been cleared in the mid lane, so Super Creep's going to take a little while to get down that lane. Magi Soul Stealer is completed for Amazing J. Of course, he had a fair few stacks on his Dark Seal. Not quite 11 just yet. I don't think, as punished. Going to be clearing out this wave. Very safely close to his inhibitor turret, mind you. Bamey wandering around. Of course, that pink ward has been doing a whole bunch of work for LGD, to be honest, on the bottom side of the map.
It's been there for a while now.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to change anything, but slowly but surely this game is going to be over. I mean, Bamey's unresponded on the bottom lane, just shoving in. Punish doesn't want to go near him. He
just doesn't know where to go, to be honest. They don't know where to defend, as the inhibitor turret is going to fall. Inner turret is going to be answered at the same time. As there's a locket of the Iron Solari actually utilized just to make sure they can take that one down safely. And we'll just see, can they actually stop Bamey from just sitting here at this inhibitor and taking it down? Punished is there, but I mean, that's a Negatron cloak and some brown bags. It's going to be very difficult. Nice knock up onto Amazing J, but of course he's very slippery. You has to use the ultimate early on in this fight as well. Repel up as well from Amy. He has to get out of the fight. Punished. Knocked into the air as Midi right over the wall. Culling comes down. Imp's trying to get some work done, but Yu's going to fall. I believe that was a ricochet from a long way away. What? Okay, well, Chain is going to land and Punished is dead. The rest of LGD running away. Multiple inhibitors have fallen down, of course. In amongst the chaos, Bamey completed the bottom inhibitor. Third is going to go. And now they're focusing on the Nexus turrets. Just what a ridiculous game out of Ime. Never letting the pressure down.
Yeah, as I said, the last good thing that happened for LGD was about 2 minutes into the game. 30 minutes in, however, Ime are going to close this one out. It falls down as well. And Ime just school LGD.
That was pretty ridiculous out of the brand new team, fresh from the LSPL. Props to, you know, Amazing J there as well. Kept his cool apart from that one time towards the top side of the map. Always sort of something you have to look at, but we're starting to create believers, I think, for this Ime squad.
Yeah, you know, that's another impressive victory. They come in with a good game plan of camping out the Trundle in the top lane. Amy doesn't really respond to shadow anything for Marin, and in the end, they're able to just win, as I said, pretty comprehensively in a 30-minute game. There was still some slight mistakes there, but Bamey, especially in the mid lane, I think dominated pretty much majority of that encounter.
And this was his first kill here in the mid lane, of course. Was a bit of an overstay, but it was nicely played by his LeBlanc regardless. And it was just from there that they couldn't do anything in the middle of the map.
Just time and time again. Midi able to get over the top wall. Creative gank pass on the Rek'Sai, we always talk about it, and Marin wasn't able to survive all of the damage that was coming out of the Rek'Sai and the Echo at this stage of the game.
Yeah. Well, Midi, of course, finished off that kill. Once again, seeing the usefulness of Nautilus support. Yes, you can lock down actually anyone. And hits one of the sexiest dredge lines I've ever seen here. But what LGD do now as we go through these highlights, because Ime looking incredibly strong, but LGD have a lot of flexibility. They have flexible players still in a lot of their roles, especially in the top and 80 carry position. We'll see exactly what they are going to be able to do here, because it's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, it certainly is. I think that they just have to look at what their jungler was doing that game. Amy had no impact, and Midi was able to take over. So you need to find a way to get Amy involved.
That's exactly right. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go to a short break. We'll see whether LGD can fight back in game number